everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the ZX Spectrum 128K. I'm looking at a homebrew, as we tend to do on Wednesdays, called Mighty Final Fight. It's published by Sanchez in 2018, and they was responsible for some other great games called Castlevania Spectral Interlude and the wonderful Survivor section. So you've got a choice of any three characters, heavily influenced by the arcade game Final Fight, or more actually Mighty Final Fight on the NES from 1993. So it's a remake of that, and it was a part of a competition, the ZX Dev Conversions 2017. So we'll see how that one plays. Already reviewed one game called Final Fight a little while ago, which was attempting too much and really struggled with slowdown. So we'll see if this is any better or any quicker. But I think they've scaled down the graphics, and we got some great music as well. So I think this is pretty much how it should be done. I'm not quite sure how far I get on this one, because ideally you need two players here, but I'll see how I get on. Character is a little bit see-through, but acceptable. There's a lot of colour going on here as we try and take on this guy. So let's try out sort of like some special moves if we can do. Right, seems like jumping and kicking is the way. Now my problem with these games is when I'm playing in one player is if more than one enemy's on the screen, they do tend to surround you, so we'll see if that happens here. Right, so here we go. There's two guys, one with some like crazy, well, I don't know, Mohican sort of haircut sort of thing, and this other guy. Music is great. Come on, Nick, let's try and get at least a little bit of distance on this. Don't know any cheats. If you own this one, let me know. But this one's 2018, and already it's playing much, much better than Final Fight on the 128K. Much faster, and this is what a fighting game should be like. There should be a lot of room to manoeuvre around. It should move quite fast, and you know, you should feel a part of the game rather than a bit of a passenger and it loping through. So in these reviews, I always say what I think of the game. If everyone likes it, I hate it, I will say so. It's not one of those channels where I look at all reviews first and say, right, this is a good game, I better say good things about it, or this is a bad game, I better say bad things about it. Sometimes it gets marked down for that, but I won't change. And also as well, it's about seeing how your first or second go would have been. And I think if you go with the crowd, you lose quite a bit of integrity. So we'll just see what we think. Hooray! So let's beat up this big guy. Moving forward, there's a sail on, as you can see from that poster. So it will be a lot more fun in two players. I like that rat that's running across. That's quite a good attention to detail. But yes, it's a good fighter. So if you're looking for a 2D scroller beat 'em up and you've got a friend there to be player 2, then I would highly recommend this. Do check out my other reviews from this same outfit, Sanchez, Castlevania Spectral Interlude, which is absolutely amazing, and Survivor section, which was like a competition where they had to make a game based on Chaos Engine from the Commodore Amiga. Right, strength isn't looking too pretty here, so I'll have a few goes to see if we can get past level 1 at least. Can't guarantee that I would do, so I hope you like seeing this one. Let's give you a bit of an idea whether you want to track it down, and I would say yes, you don't get too many fighters that move quicker than this. If it did come out back in the day, it would have been regarded as a classic, but as I say, always a little bit tricky in one player mode, especially when you're trying to comment on the same time. So the channel's not all about great gameplay, which not everyone fully understands, and you might likely get a big comment about all stuff I'm doing wrong somewhere that goes on for paragraphs, which I won't have time to read. Could happen, could not, but tends to happen every now and again. Right, my strength is in the top left, I think. There is a special move you can pull off, so it's a choice of 3 different characters there, pretty much like the arcade Final Fight. Haven't played Mighty Final Fight on the NES. If you have, let me know. Is this play quite similar, or is it quite a bit better or worse? Let me know. So it's 8-bit craziness, 8-bit craziness. I don't think there's an option to turn the music off, which isn't too bad because it plays, well, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It plays quite well. It's the sort of thing we might be able to play briefly in a live stream, but getting beyond level 1, I'm not quite sure. Characters that come up each time, they're animated well, there's no blur there, and it's game over, I've died. Right, okay. Well, we'll have a few more goes on this, but I think that's going to be quite indicative of how I play. So if you're enjoying the channel, it's just a bit of fun, rather than, as I say, sensational gameplay. It's a bit of a platform to e-stress and talk retro and all that sort of stuff. So if you're enjoying the channel and you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because that does help me. And there's memberships as well if you want to help a little bit more. Right, take this fella out. It'll be along again in a minute. Look at that light that's flashing in the background, that's good. Good, so a lot of attention to detail here. They've done a really good job on 128k. If you've got a favourite fighter on the Spectrum, then please put that in the comment section below. Tell me how does it compare to this one. But we've reviewed quite a lot of Spectrum games on the channel now. It's gradually nearing up to 700, so it might be more than likely we actually covered that one. If you want a joke fighter, then check out Street Hustle, which is not quite as good as this by a long way, but it is pretty silly. Pretty silly stuff. Can't beat this 8-bit AY chip music. Right. Who is this guy? He's got a big beret on, a bit like Bison from Street Fighter 2, but I don't think it is him. But a lot of games get influenced by other ones, don't they, really? So as I said, quite tricky in one-player mode. You see the enemy strength in the top right, you see my strength in the top left, and I've only seemed to have about 1 bar left. We've both got 1 bar left, and he's gone like a 1-bar fire. Would like to see some ways to get my energy up again. Maybe if we pick up a rat or something. I don't think that will help. Ratatouille. Right. Kaboomer. Oh man. Have you completed this game? Let me know what happens at the end and how long does it take to complete this game. Should be quite interesting. Now I want to try and specialise in a kick that defeats my enemies from long range. But the only way to, I think, do any good in this game is just one player just keep jumping around and make sure you don't get surrounded by people. See that bird that took off in the distance? That was quite good as well. So at the moment then it's the 3 set characters that keep coming up and attacking us, which I think you've pretty much seen. So it's trying to ease you in. Now if I weren't so rubbish at these sort of games on my own, then I'd probably be getting a bit of a distance, but it sure moves fast. Oops, game over again. It's like the complete opposite of Final Fight that we reviewed. Mighty Final Fight, and it is pretty mighty. Don't pause it in error. Bomb, 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 bomb. Take that, Sonny. Take that again. So we'll have one last go on it, and then we'll say bon voyage. See if I can get off level 1. You never know, it could happen with a strong wind and a bit of luck, and maybe an energy surge going on. With one cambered hook. Right, oh that's a good special move I did. I did some sort of crazy somersault thing. Not sure quite how I did that. So a lot of frames of animation here with the different fights you can do. He's got a nice shiny haircut. Unless he's got bird poo on his head. Could be either of the two. So he's either got a lot of gel on his head or he's covered in bird poo. What do you think about that? So tell me in the comment section there. I can't imagine they'd design a character covered in bird poo. But you know, if they want to be original, it could possibly happen. It could possibly happen. Right. This army guy, he just won't go away, will he? We keep killing him and he just keeps coming back again. But I'm gradually getting better, you know, with this jump stuff. So, right, he's got some defence going on. We drove him back into the street. No cars coming along on this traffic for some reason. Maybe they've closed the road off because they sense some sort of like danger going on. Right. Okie dokie. I think I've got the measure of this twit. Do your own doo-doos as you're watching, if indeed you still are. Great stuff. Yeah, maybe we should do a live stream soon just of homebrews we've covered. There's been quite a few good ones. Very rarely see any poor ones. In terms of the watches, the puzzle ones seem to be the least popular, but I do like looking at them as well. Right, okay. Seems like normally you've got about 2 people to fight on the screen at the same time. If it's been particularly cruel, it might keep it 3. At the beginning there was just one. Well, it was just one guy, wasn't it, to get you used to the fighting. But just keep pounding that fire button and hope for the best. If there's 2 characters close together, you're pretty much done for, really. Right, die, sir, die. I've only double dragon was as quick as this, and that would have been quite a good game. Right, this is my best go so far, I think, so I'm getting some distance at least. There's no bar on the screen telling you just how far you've got in the level, but just summing up already, graphics are good, although a bit see-through. They've scaled it down with the characters to get some speed on it and been very successful with that. There's a cracking tune playing in the background, which is repetitive as a lot of Spectrum games are, but it's sufficiently enough to be okay. As I say, and it's addictive as well. You do want to get a little bit further in the game. Backgrounds are gorgeous. There's a bit of depth there, and the area of the screen you can run around is good, and it's also using a lot of the screen. So lots and lots of positives here. But as I say, practice makes perfect. Well, normally at least. And you need a bit of practice to, as I say, get maybe the most out of it. And a player 2 wouldn't help. Wouldn't be bad either, but it was Hacker or someone like that. Right, so we've got these 2 guys to fight, then hopefully it might be the end of the stage, but this is as furthest I've got so far. Really getting the hang of these kicks. Another guy's turned up. Yeah, so we've got a lot of friends. So I don't know what the storyline is on this, but probably same like Final Fight. Someone's been kidnapped and you've got to try and rescue them. So the Mighty Final Fight, based on Final Fight from the arcade, but Mighty Final Fight was on the NES in 1993, and this one on the Spectrum is by Sanchez in 2018. I would recommend tracking this down. If you're not really into your scrolling fighters, you probably won't like it too much, but it is looking quite gorgeous. Will I play it again? Well, I'd like to, but I think with the amount of games I need to review and keep looking at, it's unlikely. But I might dip into it every now and again. But that's no bad thing on the game. The game, if you're into this genre, is particularly brilliant. It is particularly brilliant. Can't fault it too much, if at all. Right, come on. Yeah, I'm quite liking to see what else Sanchez has done. I might have to look that up. But Castlevania Spectrum Interlude and Survivor Section 2 I've definitely reviewed on the channel by them so far. Completely different games to this one. All completely different games really. So a bit of skill there, a bit of versatility. Go! There's the calf with the flashing red and magenta light there. So, you know, it's quite remarkable how they managed to pack this all into 128k. That takes some skill. That takes some doing. Come on, Nick. Come on. You're getting into a bit of a system now. Take that, you and this other guy. We want to fight one guy at a time. 2 bars left. 2. Don't have them fighting at the same time against you. That bloke's got 3 bars. That person's got 1 bar. So they've got different energy levels. So it's good to know how far you've got. What's taking him out? Is it? Oh yeah. I wanted him to vanish like a Jedi Knight there. One of them's gone, just one left to take out, and now another army man's turned up, and a hamster. Come on, hamster. Actually, talking about fighting games, there is a game called Ninja Hamster which reviewed. It wasn't very good, but have a look at that one if you get a spare moment. Ninja Hamster. Dearie me. Yeah, I know, and you fight various other wildlife. It's crazy. There's a mouse there and various other dudes. Right, we've got special powers there. If only I knew how to release them a little bit better. There we go. So at least a bit there. It's that spinning kick thing I can do. You might see that. That's devastating. Pretty tricky to pull off though. I've done it a few times in the gameplay, so at least that's there. That'll save me from the comment. Nick, why didn't you do that special move? Well, I did. Look, I did do it. Right, I haven't got. What have I got? About 6 bars of energy left. The screen scrolls on. I would like, ideally, this is one grimace, I would like the level 1 to maybe be a lot shorter. So newbie players that aren't very good got a feeling of getting somewhere, and then make them a bit longer from stage 2 onwards. This level is this is quite long, this level. Not sure how close I am to the finish. If you completed it, let me know. Am I quite close to doing it? But yeah, it's a bit naughty now because we're versus 3 people. Well, that's taken out 1 of them. So 3 on 1 is always going to be a little bit awkward. It is going on a while, isn't it? Right, 2 of these guys left. Don't seem to be able to time my kicking now. A little bit slippery. I think they might be boxers from somewhere. Not boxer dogs, of course. Or boxer shorts. They're proper boxers. That's, please be the end. No, we go again. It's another army dude. And he's got super strength. Look, I've only got 3 bars of energy left. So it's going to have to grind this a little bit to get any distance, I think. So there's a little bit of grinding going on. So could be paced a little bit better, as I say, for the newbie. But normal people and expert players be zipping through this with great speed and having a great bit of fun as well. Right, I've almost chomped him down to size. Don't want to get into any hand-to-hand combat with this fella, because he's probably going to kick my butt if that is the case. Just go for long shots maybe punch and then zip back out again. Come on. It's all about your oh dear, that's not bad. I've only got 1 bar of strength left, 1 kick and I'm dead, and that's it. I'm dead, I think. It's game over. Yes, that's game over. So I hope you like having a look at that one. I thought it was pretty good. Good graphics, good sound, needs a bit of practice, better in player 2. So well worth tracking that down. Another fantastic homebrew. That was Mighty Final Fight on the ZX Spectrum 128K, played by Sanchez in 2018. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.